Hey, what is going on, guys? This is DK back at you with another video here to talk about a couple player props I like for NBA's Monday slate. We got 7 games where we'll be talking about 2 player props I do like. If you're new, I cover content for Prizepicks and for DraftKings Prizepicks. You can use the code DKDFS for 100% match up to $100 if you are a first-time user. And if you guys are looking for more in-depth content, you can check out my Patreon link down below. Recapping the most recent plays from NFL, went 2 for 2 there with David Montgomery less than 13 fantasy score and Isaiah Pacheco less than 12.5 fantasy score. And again, the reason I took those was we had Khalil Herbert back there for the Bears and for the Chiefs. At that projection for Pacheco, he really needed to score, and the Chiefs just never run the ball when they're in the red zone. So nice to hit those 2. Most recent NBA picks I gave, we got hooked. Jeremy Grant hit a late 3 to go over by half a point, so that was incredible pain. And we easily hit the RJ Barrett over that night. But, all right, let's talk about 2 plays I like. And the first play we're going to go to is on the Hornets. So I don't think a lot of people realize how big the deal this is, but Nick Richards is doubtful. You might think, okay, why would that matter for PJ Washington, right? Well, we kind of saw it in the most recent game when Richards played limited minutes against the Clippers. We saw it a bit, and against the Lakers, where they went small ball with PJ Washington. Now, there's a couple different ways this could go, right? They could just run that tighter rotation and play PJ Washington as the backup 5 to Mason Plumlee and extend his minutes, or they could dust off one of those end-of-the-bench bigs with Kai Jones or Mark Williams. I think the more likely scenario here is they go a bit small with PJ Washington at the 5. And if they do that, they're going to extend his minutes, obviously. Even, either way, PJ Washington's been playing a ton. If you take a look at his minutes, he's been averaging low 30s minutes if he can stay out of foul trouble. I think if they do go that more small ball route, I think he could play in that 35-plus minute range. Plus, this is this is the highest roll game of the day, so PJ Washington also pretty good at getting those peripherals, right? The blocks and steals, and we know that's worth 3 points on Prizepicks. So I think there's a decent chance he will play some small ball 5, which really boosts his floor and ceiling. So we're going to take more than 23.5 fantasy score here for PJ Washington. I think my only concern with this really is, can he just stay out of foul trouble? As long as he stays out of foul trouble, we're good. He is, a little bit foul prone, which that's my only concern. If he stays out of foul trouble, though, I think there's a very good chance he hits this. Again, I think he's going to play some small ball 5. And the second one, we're going to go to Gobert. And this is really a minutes plus a matchup thing. I don't put too much emphasis into individual matchups. You guys know that if you watch my DFS content. But take a look at the Miami Heat, and there's no Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is really one of their only good defenders for Miami. And now if you look at the Heat depth chart, there's no Dwayne Dedmon either. Not like Dwayne Dedmon's a good defender, but you take a look at Miami, and you're all right, so who's going to play the 5? Well, they have the absolute dust of Udonis Haslem, possibly, or Nikola Jovic, or Orlando Robinson. So, we're through to Gobert. Like I said, it's a minutes thing, plus it's a matchup thing. With Karl-Anthony Towns, his minutes have been very secure of 35-plus minutes in competitive games, assuming he stays out of foul trouble. And it's going to be a mismatch, right? Whoever Miami has in the court, Rudy Gobert should be able to feast on the glass. Again, as I mentioned with PJ Washington, you got blocks and steals worth 3 here for fantasy score. So I think Gobert plays 36 to 38 minutes in competitive game. And it's just going to be a complete mismatch. Whoever's on the court for Miami, I would not be surprised if Gobert goes for 20 rebounds tonight. So we're going to take more than 37.5 fantasy score here for Rudy Gobert. So those are going to be the 2 picks for today, guys. More than 23.5 fantasy score for PJ Washington, and more than 37.5 fantasy score for Rudy Gobert. So if you guys have been enjoying the Prizepicks content, just make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.